Hello everybody, my name's Jay. I'm one of the expert IELTS teachers here at E2 Language. I'm an expert because I've taken this test like heaps of times. The reason I did is I was aspiring to get straight 9s. I got 3 9s and an 8.5. Not too bad, but I learned a lot by doing this test and deconstructing this test. And one of the most difficult reading questions that you will find, drum roll, is, well, match headings. So this is IELTS Reading Super Skills. We're going to focus on this question type, which bamboozles people on test day. So these are the different reading question types that you might see. You won't see all of them, but you'll certainly see some of them on test day. So we're focusing on number 5, matching headings. Let me just explain what you need to do in this task. So, okay, this is a bit of a combination between computer delivered and the paper-based IELTS test. Let's read the instructions. When all else fails, you should read the instructions. It says, the text, here's the text here, right? This is the text. The text has 7 paragraphs. Here's 1 paragraph, here's 2 paragraphs. You can imagine down below there are more, there are another 5. And the paragraphs are labeled A to G. Here's A, here's B, there's C, etc. down below. Choose the correct heading. Here's the headings, right? For paragraphs A to G from the list of headings below, and then write the number. Like, this is a number, by the way. This is like a Roman numeral. Write this in here. Let's go through it. I'll tell you what to do. What you need to do is this. You need to read that paragraph there. Then you need to look at the headings, and you need to read the headings, and you need to choose a heading that best matches that paragraph. Okay, and then you write that funny little number thing into your answer sheet, right? So your answer sheet will sort of look like this, because paragraph A is number 1, right? I won't say that. And paragraph B is number 2, and paragraph C is number 3. And you'll write, for example, 3 or 3 I's, or 4 or 5 or 1 or 9, etc. on your answer sheet. So that's what will that's what will go on your answer sheet. I'm really sorry this is so crazy, but this is what the IELTS sort of looks like, and it's very good to prepare for the IELTS. So on test day, you're not trying to work this stuff out, and you can just focus on reading and getting the correct answer, okay? It is confusing because it's a language test, and they need to somehow test your language, and they need to put all this stuff in here and stuff in there. Anyway, let's look at the method. I'm going to show you how to do this one. This is what the step-by-step process you should undertake in order to answer this correctly. First thing you should do when you get some of these on test day is look at the headings. So just have a quick scan read of those 9 different headings for me. I'll give you 10 seconds. No, 20 seconds. Okay, you can gain a little bit of information by reading those headings. Obviously, it might confuse you, but you can see that there's something to do with robots. You can see there's something to do with newspapers, right? You need to just scan read those just for 10 seconds, 20 seconds max. Then the way you do this is you read from the paragraph, right? You need to read this carefully. You need to read it quickly, but carefully as well. Then after you've read the paragraph, you go back to the list of headings, and then you have to decide which heading best matches that paragraph. And then you do the same for B. Read the paragraph. And then you go to the list of headings and you decide for B which heading is the best, and you go to your answer sheet and you put it in. Anyway, I hope you understand all that. Let's just do it. It's not test day. But anyway, it's good practice. I want you to do this one. The one we're going to do is a bit of a mix between IELTS General and IELTS Academic. It'll be good for both if you're taking General or Academic. It's certainly not easy. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. Let's have a look at it. I'm going to give you 3 minutes for each one, okay? So, away you go. You have 3 minutes to find the heading for the paragraph A and for paragraph B, and to write down on a piece of paper, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, on your answer sheet. You have 3 minutes to answer these 2. Okay, that's 3 minutes. We're now going to move on to paragraphs C and D, A, B, C, D. So you're going to answer questions number 3 and 4. You have 3 minutes for these two. Okay, we're going to now move on to the final 3 paragraphs, E, F, and G, which on your answer sheet will be the equivalent of 5, 6, and 7. You have 3 minutes to do all 3 of these. Okie dokie. How did you go? Hopefully, while you were doing this, you would read the paragraph and hopefully you would look at the headings, and there were 9 headings, and you would go dot, 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 dot. That one best matches this paragraph. I can see why that would be a good heading to put on top to summarize this paragraph into a single phrase or idea, okay? Now we're about to look at the answers. Just in terms of timing, I think that 3 minutes, like a minute and a half per paragraph, is probably a little bit too long, but I wanted you to spend some time and get this right. Personally, I think this question type is the most challenging in IELTS reading, and I think this is the one that people screw up. This is the one where they sort of rush through and do poorly. Yeah, this, and I just remember in a few of the IELTS reading tasks, proper tests that I took, I remember walking away and just thinking, wow, that matching headings task was definitely the most difficult. It was the most ambiguous. It was the one where you thought, I really can't be certain about those answers. Whereas I feel that multiple choice and true, false, not given, there was more certainty for the answers. Anyway, if you're watching this on YouTube Live, do click like, leave a comment, and think about sharing this with your friends who don't know about E2 IELTS and who might benefit from E2 IELTS. That'd be a good thing. Let's now have a look at the answers and I'll explain why they are the way they are. Here we go. Let's do this one. This is the key sentence in this paragraph. So this is A. The key sentence says, the daily paper is compiled at the editorial headquarters, known as the pre-press center in the heart of the city, but printed far away in the suburbs at the printing center. So the paper is compiled in one place and printed in another place. Look at the headings. Robots working together. No. Preparing LGVs for... No. Looking ahead. No. The LGV's main functions. No. Split location for newspaper production. Let's have a look at this. Split location. The daily paper is compiled here and it is printed there. The answer is 5. Number 1 is 5, okay? Let's have a look at B here, paragraph B. The key sentence and the key words are these. Once the finished newspaper has been created for the next morning's edition, all the pages are transmitted electronically from the pre-press center to the printing center. The system of transmission delivers sent. Have a look at the headings. Which one would you choose looking at those key words? Okay, I think it's probably 7. Getting the newspaper to the printing center. Delivery, send, transmit. You can see that this paragraph matches best with that heading there. Let's have a look at paragraph C. These are the key sentences. By the way, you can see that I have struck out these 2 sentences, these 2 headings here. And you might want to do that on test day. When you use a heading, strike it out. There's no instruction here that says you can use the same heading more than once. So as soon as you use one, you strike it out because then it increases your chances for the other headings. Here we go. Here are the key sentences. With lights flashing and warning horns honking, the robots, to give them their correct name, the LGVs or laser guided vehicles, look for all the world like enthusiastic machines from a science fiction movie as they follow their random paths around the planet, busily getting on with their jobs. Security staff, tall tales are already being told about the machines starting to take on personalities of their own. Robots working together? Not quite. Preparing LGVs for takeover? Well, looking ahead? Yeah, the LGV's main functions. Newspapers superseded by technology controlling the robots or beware of robots. This is a tricky one. The answer is number 9, beware of robots. Tricky one. That one's hard. It's, I guess because it's talking about automated vehicles, it's talking about flashing lights, warning horns. Let's move on and look at the next one because that one was really tough. D, let's have a look here. The first phrase gives this away. The robot's principal job, however, is to. Just look at that. The robot's principal job. Now look at the headings and see which one you can match. Now remember, the robots are also called LGVs. Hopefully you're looking at number 4 there, which says the LGV's main functions. It also says in the second sentence, the LGVs collect the appropriate size paper reels and take them where they have to go. That paragraph is about the LGVs, the robots' main functions. How are you going so far? We've done 4. Number 1 was 5. Number 2 was 7. Number 3 was 9. And number 4 was 4. Let's do paragraph E. The key sentences here, or the key phrases are, then one of the 4 paster robots moves in. When the press computer calls for a reel, an LGV takes it to the reel loading area of the presses. When the bin is full, another LGV collects it and deposits the cores into a shredder for recycling. List of headings, which one are we talking about here? I really like that first one. I think it's that one. Robots working together. That's what this paragraph is about. So you put against number 5 on your answer sheet the little symbol for 1. Let's look at F. This one, you have to read the entire paragraph. Now we've eliminated 1, 4, 5, 7, and 9. We're left with 2, 3, 6, and 8. Okay? The paragraph here says the LGVs move at walking speed. Should anyone step in front of one or get too close, sensors stop the vehicle until the path is clear. The company has chosen a laser guide function system for the vehicles because, as the project development manager says, the beauty of it is that if you want to change the routes, you can work out a new route on your computer and lay it down for them to follow. When an LGV's batteries run low, it will take itself offline and go to the nearest battery maintenance point for replacement batteries, blah, 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 blah. I think the key part of this is the quote from the manager. It says, the beauty of it is that if you want to change the routes, you can work out a new route on your computer and lay it down for them to follow. Now look at the headings. I think that one matches best with number 8, controlling the robots. It doesn't work with any other heading as well. G, this one's probably the easiest one. And this one you have to read the whole paragraph. The question newspaper workers must now ask, however, is how long will it be before the robots are writing the newspapers as well as running the printing center, churning out the latest edition every morning? Now we've only got a few headings left. Preparing LGVs for takeover or looking ahead. Really, let's think about those two because number 6, newspapers superseded by technology. Well, it could be all 3 of these, in fact. It's a bit of a trick. The best answer here, well, preparing LGVs for takeover? No, that's not what it's about. Newspapers superseded by technology? No, this is a prediction. G, the paragraph G is a prediction, and therefore it has to be 3, looking ahead. So, on your answer sheet, you should have written this: 5, 7, 9, 4, 1, 8, and 3. Just type into the chat what score you got out of 7. I'm curious. What did you get out of 7? How many did you get right? How many did you get right? Let's have a look. 5, 6, 5, 5, 4, 6, 6, 6, 4, 4, 4, 6, 3, 6, 3, 4, 3, 6, 5, 0. 2. Yeah. Not easy. Really not easy. Okay. It's kind of easy when I show you the answers and you go, of course, that was it. That makes sense now. But in the heat of the moment, when you're making those decisions about which heading matches that paragraph, a couple of things you need to do. One, you need to eliminate the impossible answers, or eliminate the answers that just don't make sense. Go, no, it's not that one, it's not that one, it's definitely not that one, not that one, maybe that one, I'll think about that. No, maybe. Then you look at those two and you go, quickly read the paragraph again, get that meaning, and then go back and go, yeah, okay, it's that one. Boom. Then move on. It's a process of elimination. Now, how long should you spend reading the paragraph? Should you read the entire paragraph? Yes, you need to read the entire paragraph. I've given some advice before that said you just need to read the topic sentence, but it's not quite true. The topic sentence is important. As we saw, some of them you could, but a lot of them you needed to read the entire paragraph. How do you read it? You need to speed read it. Speed reading means that you're not just looking at it. It means that you're reading it, but just very quickly, but you're still extracting the meaning, okay? You need to speed read. And on test day, it makes it particularly hard because, you know, it's stressful, your heart's pumping, your hands are sweating, your knees are shaking, and you're trying to work through this. You'd still need to read very carefully, but very fast. Careful and fast, then go to the heading, You may need to go back because you're unsure. Careful and fast, back. Boom, make your decision. Then move to the next one. Remember, it's paragraph first, then the headings. Don't go from heading to paragraphs, because that's impossible. Paragraph to headings. Paragraph, headings. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Anyway, guys, if you need help with your IELTS test, you should check out this unbelievably good website for IELTS preparation. It's 100% online. We have a full online course. We also offer one-on-one tutorials with ex-IELTS examiners if you want to really focus in on your writing or your reading or your speaking, probably not listening. We also offer writing feedback. We offer methods lessons like this one for every single task there is. Heaps and heaps of writing samples, lots and lots of stuff to do. There's a budget package you can sign up for $69 US. It's a pretty damn good way to prepare for your IELTS. If you're watching this on YouTube Live, do click like. And now we'll go to Q&A and I'll answer a few questions in Zoom and on YouTube Live. That was a quick one, but a good one, I think. Yeah, that was a good one. What do we got? Any questions? Surabi, is it possible that we can get matching headings? I think I'm interpreting your question here. With the same heading twice? No. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm almost entirely sure. I'm going to say no, but just do read the instructions. Any questions on YouTube Live? 166 people watching. Jay, please tell me, how to identify the main idea from the whole passage? Oh man. Well, as we saw, okay, let's ask a broader question. What is a paragraph? What is a paragraph? A paragraph should be a single idea that's been extrapolated on, a single idea that's been beefed up. So you've got an idea. Let's say you want to write about why Mercedes are the best cars, right? So that's the central idea. Mercedes are the best cars you can buy, right? That's the central idea. That's what the paragraph's about. But you might talk about the paint and the engines and how fast they go and how cool the leather interior is and how nice the badge is and the price is reasonable. Okay, that's the main idea, was that Mercedes are the best car, and we've used all of this surrounding information to build that idea. That's what a paragraph is, and that's what you need to understand. So you're reading surrounding information, but what you're thinking is, what is the essential idea of this paragraph? And we saw in some of them that you needed to read the entire thing. We saw in some that it was just a few sentences that really got that main idea out. How you know which part of the reading is more important? They're all important. All the reading questions are important on test day. You should do them all. Some require longer periods of time to complete, including match headings and matching information. The matching questions. What is the way to write an essay for you to agree or disagree? Mehak, please watch the other methods lessons on essay writing. They're all on YouTube. They're very comprehensive. Jay, is it possible to get all... I don't get that question, sorry. You said we should read the paragraph before we go to the heading. Correct. I mean, read the headings, then go to the paragraph, read the paragraph, get the main idea, then go to the headings and go, it's that one. Well, easier said than done. What percentage of heading questions are expected to come? Well, yeah, usually there will be about 7 out of the 40 questions will be matching headings, 6 or 7. Usually 6 to 8 paragraphs, I guess, something like that. I don't know what percentage that is. Mihak, I didn't find any video lesson on do you agree or disagree essay question. They're in there, I promise you. If not, go to YouTube and check them out. Amani, Jay, I want to say thank you. Your advice last live class made it easier for me to go through my training. Cool, thank you. Nice, you're welcome. Jay, I have always gotten a 7.5 in reading. Is it possible to make a 9? Look, getting a 9 is tough, really tough. Yeah, I mean, even if you get, I think it's like, if you get 2 questions wrong or 3 questions wrong, it drops to an 8.5. If you get 5 questions wrong, it drops to an 8. It might even be more strict than that. It's tough. I've done it, but yeah, well, it's not easy. Mostly says we can decide on heading only by reading first and last sentences. Is it right? No, you need to read the entire paragraph and you need to speed read the entire paragraph. Is there any criteria to get correct heading? I don't know what you mean there. How can we increase our reading speed faster? Yeah, well, having good vocabulary that you immediately recognize. So you're not thinking, oh, what's that word again? That's wasting time. If you can look at a word and bing, you know the meaning of it, that's excellent. Also grammar, there's meaning hidden in grammar. So if you see a funny sentence construction, can you derive the meaning from that sentence? It's fundamental skills, and then it's practice. How to improve my speaking task? I highly recommend the PPF method, past, present, future. You tell 3 stories in that 2 minutes. You can watch those videos up there somewhere or rather. It works. You have to be flexible. You have to change it a little bit according to the prompt you get, but it does work really well. Jay, I've used it 3 times and got 998.5. No, 999.8.5. So yeah, it does work. Jay, I've been following your presentations for the past 2 weeks. They're helping me a lot. Thank you. Thank you, Padmasree. That's fabulous. If you feel like sharing them, putting them on your Facebook or something like that, please feel free to do that because it will help other people, and that's nice. Jay, I did the PPF method and got an 8. I need a 9? Why do you need a 9? That's crazy. That's really hard. That's great that you got an 8 though. Fantastic. That should be the highest. Okay, YouTube Live. What do we got? I love you, sir. Thank you. Dilbag Dosanjh. I'm not able to get the gist of the large paragraph. Give some tips on it. Okay. Here's a good question. If I get a matching headings, this is a great question. This is really interesting to think about. Okay, so in reading, you get a range of different questions, right? You might get some true, false, not given, and then some multiple choice, and then you might get the matching headings, and then you might get something else. Akram here has asked, should I start with the match headings? It's actually a really interesting question. I think you probably should. The reason is that it will give you a very good overview of what you're reading because it's based on the whole text. So what happens in the exam is, let's say the first questions, which are true, false, not given, they're based on you derive those answers from the top of the text, from the first and second paragraphs, for example. Then the multiple choice come in the third and fourth paragraphs. And then the matching headings are based on all of the paragraphs. So you can, if you want, start with match headings because it will give you, it'll allow your brain to look at those paragraphs and pick up those keywords. It's actually a damn good idea. I like it. Yeah. Jay, are the complexity of the reading passages in IELTS General the same as academic? Appreciate your expert opinion on it. Pretty similar, to be honest. Pretty similar. General's a little, well, it's a little less academic. So it's going to be a little less science-based, a little bit university-esque, sort of like that. Be a little bit sort of more broader general reading. But yeah. Hey, I like this red tablecloth. What do you think about it? I think it looks good. Good morning. I just found this channel and it's awesome. I have 2 days left for my exam. What should I focus on in the reading section? Okay, the hardest questions in reading are wrap your head around true, false, and yes, no, not given. The key there is to think about the difference between not given and false or no. Okay, that's where people muck it up. Yes and true is fine. They say the same thing in different words. False means or no means it contradicts. It says it, but it says it incorrectly. And not given means you can't really derive what the author meant or what was, it's hard. You need to practice it. You need to wrap your head around it. You need to practice that one. You need to practice matching headings and matching information, which we did last week and should be up there on YouTube. Oh, Muhammad Wahab. Jay, I took my exam a few weeks ago in general, and the matching headings questions came up twice, and I had 13 questions for matching headings. Whew. Tough. Okay. Okay, just reading questions, just trying to find a good question. Okay, yeah. Do the questions get repeated from previous tests? No, no, unless you took it like a million times. In order to get 6.5 in writing, should I have to use a lot of academic vocabulary, says Sujong Ha? You need to use precise vocabulary. If you know the word, use it. If you're unsure but you think it's a fancy word, don't use it. Try not to repeat the same word. Try to use synonyms. For example, let's say it's talking about obesity. You know, you can use synonyms like overweight or fat even. I don't think that would be considered informal. You know, try to use synonyms where you can. Try not to repeat the same word more than, several times, unless there's no synonym in which you have to. For example, children, there's no synonym for children. You can say kids, but that's informal. The key with getting a high writing score, a couple of things. One, answer the question. People forget to answer the question. They get so nervous that they write about the advantages, disadvantages when it asks them about the problem solution. Answer the question, read the question prompt, answer the question. 2, grammar, write complex sentences. You need to use those sentences that are like, although, ... even though, ... given that, ... or those types of sentence that have 2 parts, the 2 clauses. You need that to get past a 4 in grammar, which sounds crazy, but it's true. Okay, a few more questions. Can you please upload more general reading papers? Yes, we're always sort of in the process of updating the website, so we will get around to that. One thing, if you're not satisfied with your reading bands and after applying... Okay, if you get a low reading score, don't apply for remarking because the reading and the listening they are not subjective. That's true or false, right? So it will not change. If you really feel like your writing or speaking needs to be reevaluated, then you can challenge it. That's possible as well. I challenged my writing 3 times and 2 times they changed the mark. So it is possible. I have IELTS General. Okay, wish you luck, Sarabi. Guys, I think I'm going to leave it there. There are, how many people? This is so awesome. 166 on YouTube Live and 55 in Zoom. Well over 200 people in this live class. Thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it. I think it's totally cool. I wish you all the very best in your IELTS, and I hope you smash it and move on with your life. If you do need help, do check out the website. It's full of everything you need. And the tutorials are very, very helpful. The writing feedback is extremely helpful. The methods lessons, well, they just sort out what you need to do. So if you're trying to do this by yourself, it's tough. If you need some expert help from us, by all means do that. But I'll leave you to it, and see you soon. Thanks very much.